Give it to him the Malenko way.
I think you're supposed to be up there. You can't hit him. You can't hit him. He has gun shots.
Yeah!
Hey, welcome to another Twisted Wrestling update from the Twisted Wrestling Studios in beautiful Inglewood, Florida. Thank you for, again, spending a few moments with me. And before we get started, and you might wonder why I have this women's championship belt with me, the footage that you just saw ought to be proof positive, and there should be no discrepancy whatsoever concerning the ending of the the women's championship match where Marina Tucker faced our reigning women's champion, Debbie Malenko. You know, Debbie has been our reigning women's champion probably now for maybe 4 years when she first took this at the Twisted Fork. And I have to tell you, the match, when you folks have a chance to watch the match on YouTube, it was a true wrestling match. At least most of it. I mean, these ladies, girls, they just went at it. I mean, it was old school wrestling at its best. And as I stated, you get a chance to see the footage, you'll see that. But the part that I was having an issue with was the disqualification that occurred at the end of this match. Both women put their hands on our official, Adam Reyes. And by doing that, this was, I mean, look, this, aside from it being not a no DQ match, you don't put your hands on officials, period. And, you know, it wasn't, you know, not every story has a happy ending. And so, you know, I don't want to keep you long. I just want to let you know that this belt now is in my possession. And because of examination of the footage, there was controversy concerning, you know, our officials' call that they disqualified both Marina and Debbie. You've got the footage. You know, you ever heard that statement? You know, don't believe your lying eyes. Don't confuse me with the facts. You know, don't believe anything you see. Well, you ought to be able to see what happened at the end of this. And we've tried to provide for our TWA passengers a good quality product. You don't know how hard we worked to get this match that occurred on May 17th. You just don't really know how hard we worked to make this happen. And really in conjunction with Penelope Paradise working with us, you know, recruiting some of the ladies and some of the ladies coming in and pulling out. And again, it was, we really wanted this to be a terrific match. I posted earlier when I had also shared the Twisted Wrestling Alliance update. I posted earlier about this match is also the day the music died, in my opinion, for Debbie Malenko. Debbie's been all over the world. She's been to Japan. She's won championships. I mean, Debbie and I, even personally, have had a wonderful and terrific relationship. Do you know that she actually said, and you'd have to confirm it with her, but she actually said that our independent show that we had at the Twisted Fork was one of the most well and put together shows that she had ever been to. And you know what? That's really saying something. But as I said earlier, and you know the business, not every story it has a happy ending. And so I've had to make a decision. I've had to come to a decision. I've had to, Debbie turned even, and I still don't understand. She has been quite the professional. She has been ethical, moral. Her moral compass was without comparison. But I had to come to a decision. If you watch the rest of the footage later, also with what you had just seen just a moment ago, here, I held the belt up because of the way the match ended. Again, it wasn't the way I wanted it to end. I mean, aside what they did to me, even at the end of the show, I'm concerned that our staff stays safe and protected. And look, uh, Adam Reyes got attacked, and he disqualified them, and rightly so. And we are trying to be a professional organization. So I guess I've said all that to say this. As of today, I am going to officially strip Debbie Malenko from her Florida Women's Championship title. And before they start screaming overreach and all this other kind of a thing, we want to put on a good show. And as you can see, the belt's with me. And as I stated, we're going to strip Debbie Malenko from her. You would have had to seen her go off. She just changed. I've never seen this out of her before. And there's something else I'm going to do too. I'm going to suspend her for at least 2 more shows. We're not going to. We're not trying to get rid of her. We're not trying to look. We have standards. And if there are those who have a problem with this, then you don't need to catch me when I'm getting into my car and somebody attacks me, or you don't need to stop at my work. Or look, we're all adults. We should be mature. We do our fighting in the ring. We can sit down and talk. If you have any concern whatsoever, especially those that might be involved in light of my decision, there's the cooker's corner. We can talk it out. Use your words. This independent professional wreshling, these promotions in Florida. I used to say when I was ministering that Christians are the only ones that will eat their young. They'll just tear into one another. Well, we're seeing that that's also to some degree with our independent promotions as well. So don't want to labor it, don't want to belabor it. But again, she is officially stripped from her. This wasn't easy for me. And a lot of you think, well, this is their storyline, this is a work. You know what? There's probably more truth to our stories than you would probably recognize and come to believe. So, stripped from her championship title, she's going to be suspended for at least 2 shows. And we talk about well, the board decided look, we have advisors, but really, I'm telling you, I made this decision. And if this doesn't sit well, you know who my board of directors really are? You know who my officials really are? Although we do have officials from the standpoint of our refs, we have talent advisors and things like that, is our TWA passengers. But we'd like to hear from you. We'd like to hear, you think this was too strong of a decision? You can let me know. You can advise me. So that said, let's get on with the update. Like I said, I just wanted to get that clear. And again, Debbie is going to have an opportunity for redemption. And if Penelope, and I'm telling you, this is probably the first time, well, this will be the first time she's heard it. I'm not tying your hands, Penelope. You're creative. When I share with you in just a moment who we have as headliners for the next show, it should be more than most small promotions an offering that we're going to be able to have. So again, the Price of Legacy was a sold out show. Everyone did a phenomenal job. Short story, and I'm sure you've seen the clips. Grandma Shirley smacked the taste out of Johnny Walker's mouth. Um, um, Robbie Cook, got to give him a big rah rah. He did a great job. Again, the Chief has been the face of TWA, our men's champion, but Robbie Cook came, did a phenomenal job. Worked strong, worked terrific. Hopefully, they shook hands after the match. It was a great match. That Robbie Cook is now our TWA Men's Florida champion. And wait till I tell you who we're going to put in line with him, because in our contracts, Chief does have the first right of refusal to be able to, I don't want to say first right, but to be able to face Robbie for another chance. But on the other hand, Robbie Cook sort of gets to say if he wants to do it at the next match or the match after that, or maybe the match after that. Again, everybody did a phenomenal job. You'll see, rather than going over exactly who did what. But we do also have a new Tape Fist champion. It's the Cuban Assassin, Fidel Sierra. Bob Cook fought valiantly, and I'm sure he would say that he would probably say different, but it was a great match. I want to thank specifically Timothy Kendrick Music. He was our show sponsor for Price of Legacy that occurred on May 17th with all the other craziness that happened. Want to thank Adam and Caden Tarosky for some of their sponsorships. I want to thank Rick Pohl for some of his sponsorships. And so let's get to August 2nd. August 2nd, our show is called Twister EF5. Now, for those of you who know anything about tornadoes and twisters, an EF5 is one of the strongest tornadoes that exists. It does tremendous damage. And so, and again, our heart goes out to those who have been affected by those tornadoes. But this is the one that's going to happen within the Twisted Wrestling Studios that you fans and passengers are going to get another good taste of. You're going to get the wind of another card that's stacked from top to bottom. And our headliners, let me share with you a little bit about our headliners. We have, and we are honored to have, and we're excited to have, Teal Piper. She is the daughter of the legendary Hall of Famer, Roddy Piper. I mean, that alone, and she's coming to, as of right now, we're going to put Marina Tucker. Marina had come she fought valiantly too. And again, we're not sanctioning Penelope Paradise. Actually, I wasn't even sure whose side she was on by the end of the show. So she was even chasing Debbie outside the exit. I don't know what they came up with, and I know that they've been posting a few things. But no sanctions for her. She's our acting women's commissioner. And if you want to honor the legend of Rowdy Piper and get behind what legacy he left, consider getting a seat as quickly as possible. We already, unfortunately, have half our seats sold out, and it'll be another sellout show. Not because we're so great; it's just because we have limited seating. Although we do hold, surprisingly enough, a good group of people. And so, again, we've got Teal Piper. As of right now, card subject to change. We're going to have her facing Marina Tucker. And her husband, Damos, will be here, and he'll be working. We're going to have Pablo Marquez back. We're going to have Krieger de Kaiser back. We're going to have a Texas Tornado. Remember, Twister EF5. We're having a Texas Tornado match, again, with Johnny Walker and Jason Steele versus the fans' favorite, the Guadalupe brothers. Hey, 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 hey. And I'll tell you something else that's going to be exciting. This is going to be really exciting. We'll get to the one of the main events matches in just a minute. We plan on having a match called Gulf Wars. Say that with me, Gulf Wars. You know how just recently the Gulf of Mexico has been changed to the Gulf of America? Well, here's our idea. We're thinking about putting maybe again, bear with us. We're working through this. We have a couple months, but you don't have that much time before we're sold out. Maybe a German flag over here. Maybe on the other ring post, we're going to have a Cuban flag over there. Maybe on the other ring post, we're going to have a Mexican flag over there. Maybe over on this ring post, we're going to have an American flag, and they're going to be affixed to the ring posts. And when the Gulf War starts, whoever ends up with their flag, and we're not going to make it easy for them to get those flags off the ring posts. But whoever gets their flag, as far as fighting through the rest of the lineup that may be on this match, they're going to have bragging rights to call themselves, let's say, the Gulf of Mexico again. You don't like it? Well, then come and root for. I'm going to guess Bob Cook is going to represent the American flag. Come and root for him. Why don't some of you support him? You do know, which I'll get into in a minute, that's how we have a show that really has a limited amount of people, but that we're able to bring in some quality talent, as you've already seen. And on top of that, we feed you folks too. I mean, we fed you pizza last time, and we fed you hot dogs. I don't eat pizza. You eat pizza, we're going to give you pizza. And we don't know what we're going to have next time. So, but again, it's just a part of what we do. Your family, bringing you in. So, and then got another breaking news announcement. For those of you who are from, again, the old school world of Inglewood and Bob Cook and Robbie Cook and the Rick Ryder days and the Jay Goodley days, if you go back to one of our original Cooker's Corners, Robbie Idle, who had just been so broken up over the years, guess what? Robbie Idle's coming out of retirement. We're going to have him he's earned his spot with his with everything he's been through all these years. He's paid his dues, and so we're going to have an old school Inglewood match where we're going to have Robbie Idle coming out of retirement. And so, Robbie, you can go ahead and tell your friends to get whatever seats might be left. Robbie's been with WCW. If you're not sure who he is, go back to one of the Cooker's Corners, and you're going to see a little bit about him. And he's going to be facing our champion, Robbie Cook, and probably, again, give him a chance for the title if that's what he wants, but he's coming out of retirement. I mean, TWA has become a place for, I don't want to say misfits in any way, shape, or form. I don't want to say that we've been broken toys. But to a large degree, a lot of us have come from that kind of environment, and all we've tried to do is try to provide an environment, a platform, a forum, so that those who still have the love for wrestling but might have been left by the wayside, so they can have a place to find their selves again and find some purpose. It was one of the reasons that I got into this business, because of what happened with my son. The story. And really, this is just my way of giving back. So those of you guys that, want to take shots at us, just keep in mind, I'm just really trying to give back. We're not bothering anybody down here. And so keep that in mind. So we've got Teal Piper and her husband, Demos. We've got the Texas Tornado match. We've got the Gulf Wars. We've got Krieger and Chief and Pablo back. We'll be putting that back together. But what I want to quickly talk to you about is how we actually make these things possible and make our show possible. Because of our limited seating, we've come up with a way for those of you who want to help us with bringing in some quality talent. And you also get the benefit of a close-knit personal show that if you've seen some of the footage, even some of the matches, and a great big shout out to Bad Boy Bob Cook for the work he's done. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed now on some of our uh, recordings, you got 3 and 4 different camera angles shooting from, like we have a director's booth now. You know, camera 1 hit, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4. Hone in that. Jay Goodley, by the way, who brought in our sound system. We're bringing him back as a guest ring announcer for the 2 Robbies match. Probably even let him guest ring announce for the Gulf Wars match. Want to thank Min Tran. Min Tran came and brought his talents and his expertise. And it was the first time we had entrance music, even though you may not hear it on some of the recordings. There's things that YouTube and social media will kick us off for if this music is recognized and things like that. I'm sure you've heard of that before. But I'll tell you who else we have coming back is our MC and driving the show, Mike McClaskey. And we're going to have a lot of fun between Mike and Jay and those of you who are going to come. If you would, take a close look at becoming a sponsor. It's going to help us get August 2nd on the books again. Again, you can sponsor a wrestler. You can sponsor a match. You can co-sponsor the show. You can headline sponsor the show. You know, just like in the past, we've had the Twisted Fort event show sponsor. We've had Lohman Law Firm, and that we give the Colonel credit for that. He brought the Lohman Law Firm in. We had Timothy Kendrick Music. Timothy is going up and down all over the country, all these dive bars. He's in Muscle Shoals right now, having the time of his life, with his band. And they think enough of us to support us. So the sponsorship is super important. I mean, you can buy a ticket or get your seat reserved for $15, but if you'll let's say sponsor, let's say Bob Cook for $50, not only are we going to put you on social media, we'll get you mentioned by our MC, and you'll also be involved in the YouTube and Facebook posts for perpetuity. Last thing, love you, appreciate you. Be easy on us. We're still learning. Not trying to, say. I hope you get where I'm coming from. But every Sunday at 2 p.m. we have training here, and Bob Cook is the head trainer. We're always having guest trainers come in. We're having some fun with the students that are growing in this organization. And with that, I'll say, and in closing, Debbie Malenko, you have some issues, just get in contact with me. We can talk. My feet were crossed up at the end of the show, and she pushed this belt into me, and I ended up landing on the ground. You didn't see me, act like I was hurt or anything. I just simply got up, wrapped the belt up, and held it and said, I really didn't want the show to end this way. But hopefully you got my point, because the inmates won't be running this asylum. And we're going to run some good shows, have some professionalism, and you guys need to do the same. Until we meet again, apologize for taking so long, but you guys have a great, great day, and have a twisted day. Thank you.